closing the achievement gap in education. Beware of what we ask for. I'm Mark Stewart. It's a bonus edition of the Daily Fire. It's October 14th. So, achievement gaps are not that comfortable in education, but there's a bad prescription for closing it, and that comes from some California schools. We hope it doesn't come all the way east. It's to close the achievement gap by squashing the big achievers, making sure that they are not as accomplished, that they don't have as many resources, that they don't have many choices in school, so that the kids who are not so well are now closer to the kids who are becoming worse because of your interventionist policy. Get rid of that. Achievement gaps are less important than improving achievement at all levels. Example, let's say there's a gap, okay? Right now, half the kids are going to become engineers. The other half are destined to work Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, that's a gap. My way of getting rid of it? Help the kids become engineers across the board if they want to, and help some kids who are capable of going from engineer to rocket scientist. Okay? Maybe the gap will have widened. But the improvement that nobody is stuck at Dunkin' Donuts for many years of their life is now gone. That's a better way to change. Equality of condition is not what a government should be doing. Equality of opportunity and conditions that are better for all is what I would aspire to do. By the way, equality of condition is a horrible existence. It means you can't be watching this on a high-speed computer because some people don't have souped-up computers and government has to force everyone to be the same. You better throw away your iPhone. You're not allowed to have it under an equality of condition standard because other people can't afford it. Equality of condition is miserable. We should not try to force that. And once again, achievement gaps in education are better changed by helping everyone achieve, even if there remains a gap, even if there's a gap that increases. Because the highest performing people, those who can become rocket scientists, they'll give back better than people who are stuck at a modest level and are barely eking out a living. All right, specific proposal on improving everyone's schooling in public schools. Kick kids out if they are irremediably disruptive. When you can't remedy it, you've tried. School is obligated to try. Try therapy. Try using counselors. Try working with parents. But if you go 0 for 3, or maybe you give it 4 strikes, and somebody is disrupting the rest of the learning, that kid should be taken out of the school. There's things called truant schools. At least there were. They deserve to be back. Because I have a compassion not for that kid anymore, but for the 22 kids around him that are deprived of learning. They're getting 25 minutes of learning in a 6-hour day. That's wasteful. No wonder some people don't want to go to public school. They just don't feel that there's anything there to learn when it becomes a zoo that's being disciplined instead of an educational cauldron. Now let's be open-minded about disruptiveness which might be affected by a kid's disinterest. Maybe we're asking kids to do things that they will never be interested in and aren't important. Okay? I don't know why we spend a year of our academic lives learning geometry. I don't know why some kids go on to even read at all trigonometry. Have you ever used either of them since 11th grade? Maybe 2% of professionals have. For the other 98%, it's a waste. And maybe that year and a half of learning could be in something the kid is really good at and interested at. Maybe he wants to fix car engines, and we need mechanics like that. Maybe he's a gamer, but he actually might be inspired to create future games. Good living for himself, good entertainment for a lot of other people, And I think we should be as early as age 13, middle school years, steering kids or letting them steer themselves to things that are productive but might not be in the same style. And I want to address African Americans who are turned off by school. Now, a lot of it is because they're in lousy schools. But in case it's a relatively good school, but they're teaching stuff that doesn't interest you, I want people to recognize that we have had a standard of success that is kind of white. And look, Western civilization is generally great. But it is possible that there are African terms for success that if we put them into some schools by choice, that those kids will flourish. I mean, I'm amazed when I hear kids citing 83 verses of rap music. I couldn't memorize 5 of them. And sometimes rap is actually more meaningful than trigonometry. So there's a talent there that may be harnessed. There's an Arab way of thinking of things. There's an East Asian way of thinking of things. Again, the Anglo way has held sway in the Western world. But it's very possible that there are very good careers, fulfilling non-careers, that kids come age 13 may want to push on. I'd like to see choice in schools there too. I'm not going to standardize statewide and say, you must be in this curriculum for 4 years or even 3 more years of high school. Okay? Be productive, and I allow schools to offer things that help keep kids in school, help them learn better, even if they're not learning traditionally.